after years of being interested in getting into it, I finally got through something Berserk related. I tried watching the 90s anime. I did like it, but I sadly did not finish it. And I just got through watching the first part of the movie, of that movie trilogy they made of the Golden Age arc. So I finally have seen a Berserk related thing to the end. So I saw the first part of the Berserk Golden Age arc trilogy. So I saw some stuff Berserk related. Griffith meets Guts meets Griffith. They fight. He joins the Band of the Hawk. They do stuff. Fight General Zod. I'm just gonna call him General Zod because it's just too good not to. And you and like Griffith tries to get with the princess. He has Guts kill someone. The end. Very very simple. In general, the series is the story so far is pretty simple and pretty straightforward with pretty simplistic characters. Okay, it works. I am really surprised coming out and saying this. Considering like just how much I hated JoJo's and just one of the reasons I was so reluctant into watching anything Berserk related was like a lot of the same people who hyped up JoJo's for me as like the best thing ever also hyped up Berserk, and I was kind of reluctant going into this. Like, am I gonna have an issue with Berserk the same way I had a serious problem with JoJo's? I'm happy to say that that is not the case. From going by what I've seen so far, is that I am very, very interested in where this series is going. Now, I already know certain things about it, like specifically what Griffith does. So I know Griffith is an evil fuck, okay? It's the most famous thing about the character, probably, is what he does. He sucks. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious going from the beginning. It's just how fucking messed up this guy is. I mean, the movie tries so hard to present Griffith as this really likable, tries to present Griffith as this like guy who's really well respected and revered among his followers and like people like Casca and everyone else who follows him, the Band of the Hawk in general. And I don't really see why. Not from them. This is like I think this is my main problem with the film is that it doesn't really address certain things like that. I'm not sure if it's like explored more in the manga or whatever, because I know the series generally is primarily well regarded for its artwork and how it conveys, how these characters feel like through these incredible, drawings and stuff like that. Like I feel like looking at this movie that the people who hype this up as being like one of the best fictional stories ever are kind of full of shit, because I do kind of have issues with it where the story is going already. Again, I found it kind of predictable, and not just because I was spoiled, by the way. There was like one very notable moment where like I called something happening, like the attempted assassination on Griffith. I called it happening, and I called how it was going to like how Griffith wasn't actually going to die. I saw that coming. It was just so obvious, and it was just I just sort of laughed at it, just so predictable. Let's see, what was I talking about? Griffith. In general, like certain things about this setup, like Griffith's rise to countdom and his respect. Like, why? Here's something I don't understand about like Griffith and Casca in particular. Is this why Casca is so desperate for his dick? Like, is this explained later? Is this explained in the manga? Because it just comes off like she's thirsty as fuck for no discernible reason. And I have issues with, in general, like why Casca is a military officer in general, because she doesn't really seem to do much in this fucking movie. She just stands around and gets mad at Guts for no reason, loses to him, like in that one fight she has in the beginning, and she has to have Griffith come in and save her. And like all she does is just be salty. Be jealous of people who are like closer to Griffith than she is. Like she hates Guts because Griffith has this giant gay boner for him. Just ridiculous. Like I don't understand that at all. In general, just Griffith is not someone you should trust. Like I'm not just saying this because of like the shit he does in I Imagine Part 3, going by you know, the titles of these fucking films. I'm not saying that just because I know Griffith is a piece of shit. I'm saying that because Griffith does shit like, uh, just everything he does is just extremely questionable. I feel like watching this movie that the people who treat Griffith as if he's some like subtle mastermind are completely full of shit. Like already Griffith has like already made some like really weird mistakes that in his situation would not fucking do. Just unbelievable. Like you don't need to go out and kill someone. He should not have gone out and like tried to kill that guy, the Duke of what was his name? The Duke guy, Duke. He should not have done that under these circumstances. Like, wouldn't it have been better to like come up with a better plan than just send Guts after him? He'll settle the score. Like this is going to end really really badly. I imagine. It's Berserk. It always ends badly, from what I understand. In general, I just feel like it just doesn't. The character just doesn't really make any sense to me. Like, why does he look like that? Like, what is his like? What's with his obsession with having his own kingdom? Like, shit. Does he just want to be special? Is that it? Like, is he so obsessed with being seen as like this special, the king of everything? Just okay. So Griffith kind of rubs me the wrong way in general. Like the only time I genuinely got the impression he was like manipulative and like genuinely, a character with actual subtle and nuance, basically. Someone who is actually trying to, use some underhanded tactic to get what he wants, like his relationship with Charlotte, which I know a little bit about. Again, I've seen YouTube videos talking about this. I know a little bit about where this is going, okay? I know it doesn't end well. But in general, it just seems, I was kind of taken aback by this, like watching this thing and seeing how he like talks to her and how he addresses her and like stuff like that. And I'm just like, wow, this really does sound, you really do get the impression as to why she likes him so much. It's because like he really shows her how different he is, from other guys. And that is something you really need to like do in this kind of situation, is like show her why you're different from other people. And Griffith does that splendidly. Amazing. Like top 10 like pickup artist material right there. Like shit. Griffith is amazing at picking up bitches. And I guess maybe he did the same thing to Casca. Now he just doesn't need her anymore or something like that. And why he doesn't talk to her at all throughout all of this. Casca sucks. Not sure why people talk about her as if she's important, because going by this movie, she really, really isn't. Like, I talked about this a little bit more. Guts. I loved Guts. Now, the thing I was taken aback by this movie, and the thing that really surprised me the most, is that like I finally realized just how similar Guts is to my favorite Fire Emblem protagonist, Ike. They are pretty much the exact same character, and it didn't make me hate Ike at all. In fact, it made me like think about they're basically the same character, and they have like the same personality and stuff like that. Like they have the same disdain for nobility. They have like giant swords, involved with like mercenary groups. They're both pretty similar. Like it's kind of interesting to see how different. The main difference I think is the setting and how like those character traits are, portrayed, right? Like Guts typically gets in trouble because of his attitude, and Ike generally like succeeds. And again, it's more like a Shades of Grey kind of thing, really. I don't really see. I'm not saying that like Berserk is better than Path of Radiance or anything like that, or Radiant Dawn for that matter. Radiant Dawn is pretty dark too, come to think of it. In general, it just, again, being inspired by another existing character is not a bad thing. Like Ike does a lot of things that, Ike is still a great character in spite of like being obviously inspired by this other character, right? This isn't an Undertale situation where they had no creative ideas or at all. Fire Emblem is still good in spite of obviously being inspired by this. Oh, and by the way, Berserk, I have not gotten into Berserk at all, like much at all, but I've already noticed how this series in particular has genuinely influenced like Japanese storytelling in general. At least in that Ike Guts comparison thing, which never happened to fucking JoJo, by the way. JoJo did nothing for this fucking anime industry. Not relevant at all. JoJo sucks. Berserk, I like it so far. I'm liking where this is going. Again, after the Golden Age arc, I'll be completely blind. I'll probably have to get the manga because I think I am interested in reading the manga. Because here's the thing that I think a lot of other Berserk, I guess I can be considered a fan now. I did like it enough. I'll probably be watching it to as far as it goes. I think the thing that a lot of Berserk fans seem to understate, well, the appeal is generally due to the artwork. Like people say that like, ooh, Berserk has this amazing story. I don't know, man. Like I liked it, but going by this first movie, where this first arc is going, I don't know. I wouldn't call it like the best ever of anything. Like sure, I liked it more than Game of Thrones, but that's not really saying much. I fucking hated Game of Thrones. Just I don't know. Like I like the simple, I like the characters. I like how it focuses on like less characters because I think that's a problem with a lot of shonen jump characters is that like they have way too many fucking characters that they don't really do anything with. Like fucking Naruto. I was thinking about this. Like Sasuke betrays the Leaf Village similar to the way that like Griffith betrays Guts. Like he fucks everyone over for no reason and I don't know, like Griffith's actions actually have like weight to them. Like people actually still talk about it and care about it. Like Sasuke's betrayal in general is pretty much seen as a joke. And one of the things that like really killed the franchise for a lot of people is just how the plot became increasingly revolved around Sasuke and his bullshit motivations and his bullshit family and like his just there was a really good 4chan thread like the other day talking about Naruto and how bullshit it is now with Boruto and I want to make a video about that because it's funny as fuck. I really do want to talk about this, even though I haven't read it. I don't care about it at all. But there are some aspects to it that are really, really funny. Just in general. Okay, so Berserk. I was talking about Berserk. I liked it. It was fine. I want to see what part 2 brings. I'm anxious to watch it. I want to see how this Golden Age arc ends. I'm not really sure where the story goes after that. Like, I know things happen, shit goes really, really wrong, and just how bad does it get? Like, how bad does it get from here? I'm really excited to find out. So we'll see what I think of part 2 when I watch it, probably tomorrow. We'll see.